But as it is, guys, we're going into Overgrowth, which could actually be the last set of this first session today. herO up 2-0. Might knock his teammate out right now. Let's see if Bbyong can bring it back.
Down here in the bottom left, in the red, the Protoss player, it is herO.
And we didn't even really talk too much about how well his DTs went last game, too.
Oh, yeah. Did a ton of damage.
To the top right, Bbyong in the blue. Let's talk about those DTs for a second, because I'm glad that you mentioned this, as he saved scans very intelligently. The DTs still did a crazy amount of damage. Imagine if he didn't have scans. He would have actually just outright died. He had 3 scans saved. So, a good amount of splitting on those DTs, insane control. Always just stay on the cusp of those scans. This is like a super high-level PvT that we're watching, even though herO is... It looks one-sided if you look at the scores. These have been some incredible games already to start this off. Really, really enjoying this.
Yeah, especially that second game.
Yeah.
I feel like herO did crush Bbyong in the first one, but that second one, Bbyong is starting to put the pressure back on the herO, even though herO was just barely able to squeeze it by.
Yeah, game 2, I suppose game 1 was like a bit one-sided, just simply because of how good herO's defense was. But game 2, just seeing Bbyong try that siege tank style, just even if it doesn't work, we like get to see some new data. We're like, okay, how does this work out? Is it good? Is it viable? You know, I know Avilo's watching. He actually is, as he tweeted at me earlier. I know he's watching. He's out there. Hi, Avilo. So, let's see if Bbyong can figure this one out. This is another 2-player map. Siege Tank's definitely not as good on this one, just simply because there's too much open space. And the last time
I would
he
be very surprised to see him go for that comp again.
At those vertical spawns on Deadwing, you just have all those ramps. Almost looks like a skate park or something. And the siege tanks always do better on the high ground, where it's hard for the Protoss army to actually get up and punish them.
Well, the probe earlier on, he does see that Reaper builds coming in here, so he's going to try to get down this Nexus. He actually distracted that SCV with one of his other probes and then came in from behind.
Yeah.
Able to put that down. Very nicely done.
Well, the reactor's on the way. Everything is normal. The 3rd pylon is yet to be planted. Looks like he's actually going to put it right there next to his Nexus, so that's probably where we're going to see that tech hidden. The Reaper wants to identify this. They're actually going to delay for just a second with that Reaper. Now comes... Oh, no, still staying there.
Yeah, wow. He's actually just waiting on the scout here.
I think he wants to see if the Mothership Core is going to move out to try to scout. And now he's like, okay, this is my moment. He knows that also a tech could have been planted in that time he was waiting as well. Now he knows where the pylon is, and he's very happy that he could just do a single jump to get in there and see that later. So he's probably just going to keep the Reaper on the Watchtower and send it back in a little bit later. It is going to be a Twilight Council. Not placed at that pylon, though.
Yeah, very much in the back of the base. Going to be much harder to get that scout on, especially on this map. And back at the base of Bbyong, he just gets his factory up, and now he's getting the starport up. Just consistently getting those Marines out on the reactor.
Yeah. It's going to do the same 2 Hellion opener. And sometimes those can kill some probes, but the scout is really important.
It did well in the last game. You know, that is something we didn't quite mention. Bbyong's harass was much better in game number 2.
Well, it's so good when you couple it with this Marine move out, because you have to really split your defenses. You have to micro probes at 2 locations at once. And as we saw from Jim yesterday, that could be really hard. I'm sorry I'm giving that guy a hard time. He's actually a great player.
All the Jim fans hate you now.
He's actually an insanely good player. He's just had an off day yesterday. But here come those units now. Reaper as well, man. He's going all out. He's going to scout no matter what.
Yeah. Even if this doesn't do damage, it always gets the scout. It's just too many units.
Yeah. It's like, it's better than a scan because it forces a reaction. And you're going to see no matter what, because a scan can't run around and maybe kill probes and check everything. It might miss the Twilight Council. It's not going to force a Nexus cannon. It's a very aggressive scout. And I'm liking it. It didn't work out last time we saw it. Well, I mean, not last time as in last game, but last week when we saw this type of style. I didn't understand it, and now I'm really liking it.
Yeah.
All right, one Widow Mine.
What I was going to say is it forces a counterattack as well, which makes all of these units outside the base. And following it up with the Widow Mine drop is actually so smart because that Mothership Core is not in position. You can just bunker up here, put another Widow Mine around it as well to defend. And once he sees those units, he's definitely going to just move in for the drop. There we go.
This is so brave. It's a tiny drop too.
Here.
It's so smart because.
Oh, he's just slipping in. herO has not seen it.
Oh my god, that was such a late reaction, but still a beautiful one. I'm like, how does he do it?
That micro was insane.
And with 2 Marines with healing on a medevac, you can actually kill so many probes. And this means that herO can't be microing his attack, which is you can't execute this attack unless you can micro it. So it's just totally messing with herO here. That does get killed actually by probes. And he knows this is a Blink Stalker attack, so he sets up his defense carefully at home. Look at that. Perfect position. Oh, 1 more Marine shot would have killed that. It's at 6 health.
Bbyong knows he's got enough to defend this as well. He's even got a tank in the back.
I'm getting chills watching this one because he knows exactly what to do. The drop is the bare minimum amount of UT needs to force a warp in at home, to force a reaction, while not leaving him open. If he puts 4 Marines or 6 Marines in that drop with the Widow Mine, then he has that fewer units at home to defend should herO decide to commit to the attack. He might die. So the position on the Widow Mine is designed to where if the Mothership Core goes over it even like 1 more hex, like 1 more frame of movement, then the bunker snipes it. It's like such a great placement.
Oh, man. And now herO just reaching a little bit too far. Not able to get the Raven now, which can actually kill the Subserver in the main base if he spots it.
I think that's what the Raven's for, just to make sure that there's no weird DT follow-up because he has the Twilight Council, and also to snipe the Observers to eliminate high ground vision, which he was under the assumption he was going to be able to get that Mothership Core with that Widow Mine placement, which was actually genius. And then there would be no way for this attack to even continue, and then he could start dropping again.
These 2 players are so good. You can actually see that Marine down here. He spotted the Warp Prism. Not sure if he was looking. Of course, a lot of things were going on. But at the same time, herO had a probe near the same location to spot the drop of Bbyong. These guys know each other so well.
This is actually making for such a great series.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm really enjoying this. This is my favorite one we've seen all week.
And now because he got that scout, he's out here, spread out his stalkers. Oh, he just barely misses it.
Oh, I can't believe he missed that. God.
He had like the first part down, he got the scout, and I was so happy he was following up, but just barely.
This is almost as if these 2 players are playing with both of them having map hacks on. Like, it's like there's no hidden vision. This Zealot Harassment is doing a lot for him here. He's killing a lot of Stalkers, but these are all missing units for the defense.
Is Bbyong actually just going to go for the base trade here? Because this is just doing too much damage. And he's already halfway across the map, so he's just going to go for a push right now. We do have a Colossus back here, as well as a lot of gates.
Oh, Bbyong is hesitating a lot, man. He put that auto turret down, and ooh, big move command here.
Uh-oh.
Is he trying to, like, I don't know what happened there. That was actually a waste. I guess because he's working on this at the same time. But this is starting to be a lot of damage done. That Immortal can actually pick off siege tanks, man. Hardened shields are pretty good. Avilo cries every time. Almost gets that second siege tank.
That would have just been huge.
These 2 auto turrets are actually getting a lot of probes. He might even unlock that achievement for killing like 25 workers with auto turrets. He's actually getting so many kills with this. They're tanking the shots on that Mothership Core as well. Bbyong is actually starting to pull herO apart here. And this 1 Banshee that he's got in the comp, this gives him some extra vision, gives him some extra DPS. He's going to lose that assimilator eventually here. The only thing that could make this better is like a bunker to help protect those tanks. Some of those Marines are really low, actually. So that's something to keep in mind.
And now herO's going to come around while units are coming in. Here we go. Huge blink forward.
That Colossus is everything here. Without that, he wouldn't be able to make this work.
There are no Marauders in this comp. It's only Marines, and they just get swiped away by the Colossus. There's 1 Marauder. But Blink Stalker plus Colossi is perfect to destroy this mix of Bbyong, even though Bbyong did have a much better army supply. herO's just able to totally take this out here.
Oh my god, herO is turning this game around. Even bringing just one stalker for the blink, but... Oh,
He gets it. Nice.
This is actually an insanely awesome game that we're watching here. Now these Marines are going to run in here to the natural. A lot of them, again, like I said, are low, and they just got a lot lower because of that stim, but it doesn't matter if they can still do their damage, and that's exactly what's happening.
Energy here for the Nexus Cannon.
Okay, this is going to turn into a base trade, but I don't think herO can actually make this work. His army is too small. Even with the 1-1 upgrades, it's just too much Marauder firepower here.
Fighting with just enough SCVs for the tank. Perfectly done. He's done so much damage. herO's got 10 probes right now.
Forces a cancel on the warp-in. That was like, that probe wasn't even mining anyways, man. Ooh. herO at 31 supply, types out. GG. He wanted the clean sweep, but Bbyong says no. That was a great game. That game was phenomenal.
Definitely recommend. So far, best game of the series, I'd say. Really back and forth, that one.
This is like when you think, how perfect can players play against each other? Like what happens when two players basically play against each other perfectly, know each other really well? That's what happens.
Well,
it's amazing.